Okay guys, kahit mabilisan lang, but ito yung sa chapter 1. Ito. So sa chapter 1 natin, meron tayong mga concepts like percentage, ratio, and proportion. Sa percentage, ang nakasulat lang doon is parts in 100. So kung sabihin natin 5% sa percentage, ang 5% natin just means is 5 out of 100. So ang gagawin mo lang dito para ma-convert mo sa decimal is 5 divided by 100 will be 0.05. Isa din pwedeng example is 50%. 50% is 50 divided by 100 is equal to 0.5. So, paano naman ang 100%? Ang 100% natin will be 100 divided by 100 is equal to 1. So, ang concept na to is that 1 indicates the whole. Tapos, kung hanapin natin 50% or half, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5 lang. Ngayon, paano naman kung 5%? Kung 5%, 5% ay 50% is 10 times larger than 5%, so divide mo lang siya ng 5 maging 0.05. Yun lang yung concept ng percentage. Ang may examples nito is ganito. In a clinical trial, there is a population of 275 test subjects. And out of this, meron tayong 30 na mga pasyente na naka-experience ng nausea. So, ang gagawin natin dito, ang tinatanong sa atin is to find out what percentage of the population experience nausea. So, ang gagawin lang natin is 30 divided by 275 times 100% is equal to 10.91%. That just mean na 10.91%, so parang meron tayong ditong bar. 1, 2, 2, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Parang ganyan. So, ito, 100%. Parang illustrate ko lang. Tapos, meron tayong 10%. Ito, yung 30 na na-experience ng nausea, and meron tayong 245 na hindi. Kung pag pinag-add mo sila, that will be 275 test samples. So, out of 275, ilan yung 30? Ilang percentage? So, yung percentage mo is yung 10.91%. Medyo binibilisan ko lang, kung medyo nakakalito, i-repeat nyo lang video. Yun lang yung concept of percentage. Ngayon, paano naman kung baliktad? What if sinabi dito, in a trial for a new tablet, 20% experience tawag doon, sleep disorders. Parang ganyan. 20% experience sleep disorders and the total population is 4,765. So, ang hanapin mo dito is find out the total number of people that experience 4,765. Hindi mo naman agad malalaman yon yung number of people kung percentage lang. So, ang gagawin mo, yung solution natin will be 4,765 times 20%. Pwede mo i-diretso sa calculator yan. Or, pwede mong gawin is 20 divided by 100 para makuha yung decimal, that will be 0.2. So, 0.24765 then. Kung sinolve mo yan, same lang sila ng sagot. 953. Basta wag kayong malito na baka gawin yung 0.2% to ha. Hindi kasi naging decimal na siya. 4765 times 2%. Nasa sa inyo naman yan kung anong gagamitin, pero advice ko is gawin nyo na lang decimal para mas madali. 953 din to. Yun yung concept of the percentage. Ngayon, may susunod na tayong concept, ratio and proportion. Sa ratio, that is yung mga examples ito is 4:3, 1:2. Ganun yung mga examples of ratio. And ang ini-indicate dito is the relative amount of two quantities, one to the other. So, kaya nga 4:3, 1:2. Ganun, di ba? So, parang kwan lang din to. Fraction lang. Ang 4:3 is 4 divided by 3. Ang 1:2 is 1 divided by 2. Tapos, meron tayong definition of terms, which is yung equivalent ratios. So, equivalent ratios, ito muna, values. Under ng value, ang ratio, meron tayong term na value. Ang value is the quotient of a ratio. So, pero meron tayong 20:4. Hindi. 20 is to 100, and 5 is to 1. So, 20 divided by 4, 5. 100 divided by 20, 5. 5 divided by 1 is 5. Yan yung value, yung quotient niya. Ngayon, meron tayo isang term ulit na equivalent ratio. Ang equivalent ratio natin is yung mga ratio na same lang yung value. So, itong tatlong to is termed as equivalent ratios. Pwede upang ma-extend yan. Pwede tayong meron tayong 500 is to 100. Ang result niyan is 5 lang din. Same values ang lahat, so equivalent ratios siya. Next, punta naman tayo sa proportion. Sa proportion, this is the expression of the equality of two ratios. So, ang nangyayari dito is A is to B is equal to C is to D, or A is to B is to C is to D, or pwede naman natin gawing fraction, A to B is equal to C is over D. Ito yung lagi nyo makikita kasi yan yung ginagamit natin mostly sa PharmCal. Yung maghanap tayo ng value based sa standard natin. So, ang example nito sa proportion, mag-solve tayo. So, sa proportion, 5 mg of acetaminophen is needed to create 15 tablets. Ngayon, ilang milligrams ng acetaminophen, XMG, will be used to create 75 tablets. So, ratio and proportion, 5 milligrams all over 15 is equal to X milligrams is to 75. Meron tayong standard dito. Ito yung naset na standard at ito yung gagamitin natin para malaman kung ilang milligrams ng acetaminophen ang kailangan para gumawa ng 75. Parang ito na kasi yung basis natin, kumbaga. Kaya meron tayong ratio and proportion. So, kahit 75 yan, kahit 100 yan, kahit 200 yan, malalaman mo pa rin yung acetaminophen na gagamitin. So, kung ganito, cross multiplication. 5 times 75 is equal to 375. Ay, wait lang. 5 times 75 is equal to 15x. 5 times 75 is 375. Okay na ba to? Hindi pa, kasi x yung hinahanap natin. So, para matanggal yung x, divide lang natin ng 15. 15 divided by 15 is equal to 1. So, maging 1x yan. Okay lang din yun kasi 1x is equal to x lang din. 375 divided by 15, our answer will be 25. So, that means 25 milligrams is needed to create 75 tablets. Ngayon, kung sa checking, para ma-check nyo ang tama, i-divide nyo lang to. Equivalent ratios kasi yung ginagamit natin sa proportion. 25 divided by 75 is equal to 0.333. 5 divided by 15 is equal to 0.333. Same sila ng value. So, equivalent ratios siya, kaya siya ginagamit sa proportion. Yun yung introduction ng ratio, kung bakit natin siya introduce. Kasi ginagamit natin siya sa proportion itself. Pero try pa rin natin yun. 5 milligrams in 15 tablets. Paano naman kung 150? So, 150 times 50, cross multiplication, 7,500 is equal to 15x. 7,500 divided by 15, the answer will be x is equal to 500. So, equivalent ratios, 500 divided by 150, ay wait, 15 times 7, 7,500 divided by 15. Wait lang. 15, 150 times 50, 750 lang pa, hindi 7,500. So, 750 divided by 15, ang result will be 50, hindi 500. So, 50. 50 divided by 150, ang result natin, 0.333. Ito din, 0.333. Yun lang yung idea ng proportion. Ngayon, isang rule din dito is, di ba, pinagtapat natin yung active ingredient, tapos ito yung number of tablets. Kahit anong value yan, basta magkatapat sila. Pero, ang isa nating tandaan is yung unit niya. Kung example, ganito. We use 375 microgram of acetaminophen for 1 tablet. Ngayon, ilang tablets ang mahanap kung meron tayong 10 milligram. Pwede na ba natin i-cross multiply ito? Hindi pa, kasi nga kailangan nila magtapat. Same dapat sila ng unit. So, ang gagawin natin, 10 milligrams, ko-convert natin siya into microgram. Ngayon, ilang microgram sa isang milligram? We need 1,000 microgram for 1 milligram, so times 1,000 all over 1. Ang result natin is 10,000. So, papalitan mo lang to ng 10,000 mcg. Pwede naman vice versa. Kung ito 10 kanina, ang 375 milligrams ay micrograms, gagawin natin siyang milligrams. Ang result natin dito is kailangan natin ng 1,000 micrograms for 1 milligram. So, dinivide na natin siya. Kung maliit na value, ito papalaki. Kanina kasi malaking value na papaliit. Kaya times 1,000, ito naman divide by 1,000. Ang sagot is 0.375. So, try natin yon. 0.375 milligram is equal to 10 milligram. Ilang kanyan tablet yan? Tapos ito, 1. So, let's try solving. So, cross multiplication. So, ilalagay. Mamaya ito. So, 10,000 times 1, 10,000. 375x. 375 para makancel, x is equal to 10,000 times 375 divided by 375. Ang result natin is 26.67 tablets. 26.67. Lagyan natin dyan. Tapos, ang gagawin naman natin is yung parang kanina, diba? 10 milligrams to. Tapos ito, 375 micrograms. Gawin natin siyang milligrams, magiging 0.375 in 1 tablet. Milligrams. Tapos, meron tayong x. So, 0.375x is equal to 10. 0.375 para makancel yan. 0.375. 10 divided by 0.375 is 26.67% din. Yun lang. Parang kailangan mo lang din talaga ayusin yung values, ayusin mo yung placement, and alam niyo na yung sa chapter 1. Ganun lang siya kabilis. Check nyo na lang din yung mga pinagsisend ko dating mga problem solving para mas mag-gets. Pero, that's the basics of chapter 1.